Hi guys, hope you're well. Right, this is video number 2 of us working with this block we made, this Faux Stone block. If you haven't seen the first video where I make this, I'll pop it up here in a card for you. Right guys, what I've done initially, I've just cut a couple of slices off and popped them together because I've got something I want to make. So I'm just going to keep that piece to one side, then I know I've got some left. And I actually cut another thin slither off yesterday. This is the piece we made yesterday, and I cut another thin slither off and made this. Just a simple pendant. I'll give it a quick buff, but nothing exciting. And I made these with the little scraps that were left from these 2 slices. So just a little pendant there, a couple of little donuts there, and this is super cute. Look at this little dude, looks really cool. And that was just a little bit of silver and white and translucent scraps from this band, and I just loosely push them together and then push them into the mould. So yeah, I did have a little play again, but today I thought we would use this other bit, and I'm just going to make one of my favourite style of pendants. You know, where you make a pendant and you've got a hole, and then you've got cord that goes through with a couple of little dangly beads on the bottom. So I thought we'd use this today, and this will almost fit one of these, so it should work a treat just for one slice, although my block isn't very square. I'll just square it up a bit, ready for cutting. And I want it reasonably thick because it needs a bit of weight, so I'm just going to cut this piece off. I'll put that bit to one side. Oh, itchy nose. And I'll just get some lolly sticks. I'm thinking I'll probably do it on a 4 lolly sticks depth. Oh, stack. And I think what I'll do first is I'll just roll it a little bit that way to widen it, and then I'll turn it, and this kind of helps to distort it a little bit as well. So I'll just widen it a little bit that way, and then I'll flatten it out with this that way. And I seem to have a little bit of a bubble there. Let's just give it a rub. There we go. I think that thickness should work fairly well, and I'll just give this a nice burnish. Just make sure that that surface is lovely and smooth. There we go. That'll do. Right, so I'm going to use the big cutter, and I think I want to make sure I've got enough scraps left to make a couple of little beads, incorporating the blue, you know, all the colours. So I think if I chop that there, I've got a few scraps there and a few scraps there, and of course my centerpiece. In fact, let me just check the other piece I've made, making sure I use the same size cutter. Yeah. And of course then my centerpiece will become a bead as well. So going to do this a bit backwards, because if you remember, it distorts a little bit, but it's hard to get inside that cutter. So what I'm going to do is cut the inside bit first. So that's about right, I think, for what I want to do. Let's just get that positioned a bit better, and then I can position the big one around it when I've cut. So I've just put a bit of pressure on that, and I'll get my trusty squasher and push that down, and that helps the bead to get nicely rounded then. And then I'm going to put this cutter, in fact, let me just take this plastic off and put that back in to help it stop getting distorted. Give it a wiggle. I just don't want loads of lines on the from the plastic, guys, because that just means more buffing, doesn't it? And I think that's about right, so I'll just give that a push, and then I'll get my squasher and cut all the way through. Just give it a little wiggle, lift that off, lift that off, just put that to one side. Let's get this up. There we go. Just distort it too much. Oh, I meant to pick up a piece of paper. So pop this on a piece of paper, and I'll just check to make sure there's no crumbs and things, and that it's not distorted. And I've got a bit of a ripple there from the plastic. I'm just going to smooth it. Oh, I bet you can't see, can you, what I'm doing? Let's pick my little bead up and just pop that down on there. Right, where's my stick? There we go. Just going to use this to just make sure that there's no awkward bits inside. It seems quite nicely smooth. There's just a little bit there. Just want to smooth out, and I don't think there's too many crumbs around this, and around the outside I'll be able to catch it with my trimmer. I'm just checking that I've not overly distorted this. It's just a little bit distorted. There, that's better. I'm just giving it a smooth, guys, to try and get rid of those couple of ripples that I got from the plastic. But it looks pretty good. And I'll just pick my little bead up and get rid of these crumbs from the outside. There we go. So that's my little central bead. And then I just need to make, I might just cut a couple of circles actually, and just have some little circle beads. Let me find a little circle cutter. Rather than make beads, is that going to be too big? Maybe the next one down. Yeah, I think this will do. Let's give that a wipe because it's got a bit of black on it. There we go. So I think I'll make out of this scrap I'll make a blue one, and I'll make a, so no Doris, get down, no, sit on your bed. Sorry guys, she always climbs up when I'm mid doing something, and I'll just get a nice one from here, and we'll just have two little spotty beads. Oop. For the just give that a little smooth, so a little bit of a harsh edge on it. There we go. Same with this one. So they'll be for our pendant, and let's have a see. I'll just grab a mould and I'll make something with these scraps. I'll use this one. I'll just give it a wipe because it's a little bit dusty. So let's see what we've got here. Cut that there and get rid of that little bit there, and I'll just bend that piece, and I can put these pieces together. Let's cut that bit off as well. There we go. I'll just put these pieces to, oh, let's fold this piece round like so, and pop these pieces to the edge of that piece. Give it a little roll just to try and get that seam away. Although squashing it in the mould will probably help with that, guys, but I will just try and blend it a bit so it looks like it's supposed to be there. Just trying to smooth some of that blue into the white, and it looks more natural. There we go. And I'll, oh, now I've torn it, but it'll be fine. And let's pop this into this mould. Just give it a little press down initially, and then I'll fold this over. And give it a press and a roll. If I can find my roller. Cut this excess off. There we go. And now we've got a nice little cab. See if we can get this to pop out on the paper nicely. go. Probably going to need a bit of sanding. I can see a few little divots in it, but as cabs go, that'll be quite nice. I don't think I've got enough little scraps, but we'll see. Let's see what we can build for this one. Just going to push these in really firmly with my finger, and that should take out any joint marks. A little bit more there, a little bit more there. I suppose I could trim a little bit off this end. Let's move them. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'll pop this out and use the end of one of these bits over here, and I'll make that the face of my cab instead by rolling it out. Should fit nicely, so I'll pop this in here as if it's a little veneer for the face of the cab. Make sure that's all pressed in nicely, and then I'll use this as the filler. Get that end pushed over, and this one, yes, sometimes the backs don't look too brilliant, guys, but if you're wire wrapping it, or you could put a little backing piece on if it does look terrible, but you know, don't waste your scraps. You can turn them into some really cute little things. There we go. And that should be nice now. Just rolling the edges to make sure there's nothing harsh. And then I'll pop the cap out on here. Let's just move these pieces up a little bit. Oh, seem to have a bit of a crumb there. Come on. This one doesn't want to come out. There we go. Nice little cab there. That one should look quite interesting, how it's been stretched. Might be quite a pale one. There we go. Right, guys, I shall pop these in the oven, and just got a little funny mark on that one. I think what I might do with this, guys, is just give it a little wipe over with alcohol, because I can just see, let's pop them away, I can just see a little speckle that I'm not happy about. probably grub off my fingers, to be honest. But I'm just going to give them a little bit of a wipe over with alcohol. These bits. I've just got a wet wipe here it's quite dry, to be honest. And I've just sprayed a bit of alcohol on. And I'll just give it, there we go, it's shifted it. Just get rid of that grubbiness on the surface. I know I'm going to sand it, but I would hate anything to be kind of impregnated, because sometimes you just can't sand that away. There, that's better. It's probably just muck off my hands, to be honest. But it does just give you clay a bit of a clean. I think some people use acetone as well, don't they? I prefer to use alcohol, but you know, each to their own. There we go. And we've got a tiny bit of scrap left, which I'll keep to one side because it can be used for filling in a bead or something. Right, I'll pop these in the oven, guys, and then we'll sort them out when we come back. See you in a minute. Hi guys, just a little interlude while my stuff's cooking. The piece of clay I put aside earlier, I just cut a little strip out the middle because I didn't want as much blue in it. So I've just give it a chop up like so. Did some tiny bits and then some chunky bits, and I've just mixed it all up, and I've let it sit on my desk for a minute just to not dry out, but you get what I mean. And what I thought I'd do is mix, you know, normally when we're doing this we would use, you know, to make a quartz like, let me find one to show you. I use faux quartz, you know, pick rose quartz, that's it, isn't it? It's just a pendant I made. Normally we would use alcohol ink or white acrylic paint or similar. Now I prefer to use alcohol ink in it. I think it gives a better finish. So what I thought I would do is mix a little bit of black clay with some alcohol. I can't do it on that, can I? Mix it with some, excuse me, alcohol, and then tumble this in and see if it works. So I've just give this a really good stir up, and I'm just putting a blob down on my desk. Hope you can see that with the black on black. And I'm just going to add a bit of alcohol to like really thin it down. I need to find something to stir it with, obviously. So I'm just going to really thin it down with alcohol, and then I'll scrape it up and mix it in with this and just see what it does. It might not work, it might work, don't know. Right, I'm just going to use, oh, let's grab a lolly stick. Just going to use a lolly stick to in fact, let's just give this a bit more of a mix. Just going to grab a lolly stick to pick it up and drip it. In fact, let's just do it this way. Might be easier, mightn't it? And I'm just going to give these bits a mix in this black, so we're kind of making like a faux turquoisey kind of stone. just make sure it's coated. I'm just going to put a little bit more alcohol down just to pick up these dregs of black. Ooh, look at that. I'm always getting messy. My nickname used to be Mucky Paws. I used to have when I was designing stamps and things, my blog that I used to share stuff on was called Mucky Paws. Something my dad always called me when I was little. Ooh, I'm going to squirt a little bit more clay on because it's kind of greyed. Let's just squirt a bit more on and see what happens. Give it a tumble. Oh yeah, that's blackened it a bit more. Right, I'm just going to pop this to one side a sec and clean my hands and clean up. Just get all them bits off. Ooh, it's all sticking to me. Get off. I'll just pop this to one side and clean up a little bit, and then we'll squish it together and stick it in a mould, I think, and see what happens. And I'll pop it in the oven while we're making the other pendant up. I've cleaned my hands and they're going to get grubby again, aren't they? Because I'm going to squish this together. In fact, I'm just going to gently squish it and then I'll get a mould and drop it in the mould. Or should I wipe it off first? Right, I'm going to squish it together just into a little block, and I'm just going to wipe the excess clay off, the black off, with some alcohol, just so I don't have to sand as much, if that makes sense, guys. Which is what I would do with alcohol ink, to be fair, if you've watched my other video where I do this for rose. No, I just do it white, don't I? Right, let's find a suitable mould. I think I'll use this square one. There should be enough here to do it. And I'll just push this into the mould. Oh my god. How was that for a guess? Getting good at this. I suppose this is going to get covered now, but let's just roll this. You can see it oozing out where it's got pushed in. Just make sure it's in the corners. That should be okay. I'll just give it a trim. Give it a little roll. And just clean that excess off the top. And I'll bake it in the mould, I think, guys. I think that would be a better idea. Then there's no oozing. If it's going to ooze, it'll just ooze where it is, won't it? There we go. I'll pop that in the oven and we'll have a look at it in a bit. I just thought I'd show you another way to use some of the scraps up. Right, the stuff's just pinged, so I'll go and get it out the oven and cool it down, and then we'll put the pendant together. See you in a minute. Hi guys, we're all done. Looks pretty cool. They need a really good sanding. So that's the pendant and the little dangler bead that's going to go with it. and they're the little button beads I made. And these are the bits I made out of the scrap. Look quite cool. Different, still look quite stony, especially that one. So I'm going to go off camera and give them a bit of a sand, guys. And then we'll figure out, I need to figure out how I'm going to get, maybe I should have thought of that before, how I'm going to get my cord through those. May have to do some little tricks with it, I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I'll go and give these a really good sand, and I'll see you when I'm back. See you in a minute. Hi guys, we're all buffed and polished. That's pretty cool. Again, this has gone quite tan coloured, so I think I've possibly, if you compare it to this one, there is quite a bit of white there, guys, but you get the tone. I think I've slightly overbaked them, but again, it doesn't matter. I think that adds to the stone look. You can see it more on this one, where it's just a bit beigey rather than clear. But yeah, these have all buffed up really nice. Oh, it's a bit dusty, that one. I basically just did, on these two, I did 3 different finenesses, if that's a word, and then finished off with Dremel. There I didn't even sand them, I just buffed them with the Dremel, and the same on this one. I just went through different courses of sanding and then buffed it with the Dremel, so you know, this, you get a pretty cool look out of it. Right. Now I'm going to attempt, because I really would have liked to use this silver cord. I don't think it's going to fit, so I think we're going to have to use black cord. And I'm not 100% sure how. Oh, sorry, my PC was bleeping at me. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get this through twice, but we will try with my larger wheel, and I'm hope there is plenty of black cord here. I'm just wrapping it around my neck to check the length, and it's more than enough, and it will probably be, let's check it for you, 20, 40, 60, probably 70 inches of cord, because of course I'm going to double it. So I've got my drill bits here ready. I've found a bit of bubble wrap so they don't roll around, and we'll drill these holes. So I'm hoping that this cord will work through these little button ones. I'll just put them to one side because we're working on these. I'm going to put an eye pin in this one, and I'm going to drill through these two. Let me grab an eye pin. My little tub on the side. Where are your eye pins? Oh, can't find them. I'll find the eye pins in a bit, guys. We'll drill these holes first, and then we'll pop the eye pin in and we'll put it together. So again, I'm just going to use a fine drill bit first and then work my way up, and I am just going to put a dot in the center to help me, then it doesn't slide around too much while I'm drilling. And like I say, start off with my fine one and work my way up. I tend to do 3 thicknesses. It works for me, so because the last thing you want to do is crack your beads, isn't it? Next size up. And that went through pretty easy. And then the biggest one, like I say, I'm truly hoping that the double thickness of cord will pass through this. Let's make sure I've got those bits of burrs off. Just go in the other side, guys, just to make sure that that end is clean. And I'm really not sure this cord's going to go through. But let's just have a quick see. Oh, quick see if I can get these cords to go through. You never know. Oh, I've lost my end. Where are you? Got you. I'm sure this is, I used this drill bit last time to get these to go through. And I'll just snip the ends to a point. It might help a little bit. So one goes through really easily and the other one doesn't want to. Now, I'm sure I managed it last time. I'm sure this is the same cord I used last time. But what I may, yeah, I'm not gonna keep faffing with that, guys. I think what I'll do is I'll just put a dot at the side and use the middle size drill bit and just and just make the hole a little bit bigger using the middle size drill bit. Oh, it's sliding in, doesn't want to do it. Let's try it with the fine one. Nope, that doesn't want to do that either. Best laid plans and all that. Just see if I can press. I'm just pressing the bead against the side of the drill bit in the hopes that it just takes a little bit more off for me, and I think it might have. Let's have a see. I hate this faffing bit here. I'm sure this is the drill bit I used last time with the same cord. Maybe not. Maybe I was just doing a bit of wishful thinking. And again, one's going in fine and the other one doesn't want to join it. Oh, I may have just done it by pulling that tight. Now if I pull that, will it pull them both? Come on. I think I'm going to have to treat myself to a bigger drill bit, aren't I? No, it's not for going, although it has gone in some. We just twist it and see. Oh, the struggle's real, guys. Oh, I've done it. I've done it. Hooray! Quite tight. Right, I'm just going to put this end on, guys, before I do anything else. Because if I don't and forget... Oh, my scissors have got tangled up. Right, I'm just going to do my little loopy trick where I pull it through. Pull it all the way through. Then I hold the tails out of the way and I twist this. Oh, and pull the tails back through that twisted loop. And it just gives you that little lock on your pendant, like so. Right, let's see if we can do this other bead. Get that one out the way. In fact, let's make sure these are equal. And then I'll get that one out the way. And we'll drill this one. It's like watching paint dry, isn't it? Watching me. Nearly through. That's one. Oh, next size up. Two. And then I'll drill the hole and then I'll try and make it a little bit bigger by pressing against the sides like I did before. And scrape more off. Right, let's just take that off and get the bits out. Then I know I'm scraping more off if I pop it in and do it again. Yeah, that should do it. It's got a little loose bit on that end, guys. I'll just get rid of it. Right, let's see if we can get these cords through a bit easier the second time around. Oh, no, I've got one in. Right, pull that one out the way. Oh, I'm all fingers and thumbs again. Right, let's get you in. Nope, I'm just going to snip this end, guys, because it's got a bit squished and doesn't want to play. I'm sure my life would be a whole lot easier if I just bought a bigger drill bit or put a hole in before I started. Come on. Oh, I think it's going. I can hear it squeaking. Come on. Oh, it's there, I can see it. Come on. Yes, got ya. Oh, persevered. Right, let's make sure these cords are the same length before I slide this one up. I'm just going to test it around my neck and see how long I want it. Yeah. By the time I've done that, right, I'm just going to snip this off, guys. Get rid of these bits. Right, I'll just go and find an eye pin. I won't be a sec. Phew. I was struggling to find them then. Right. And my little head bead. I think I'll pop the screw in around there. So I'm just going to poke myself a little hole to get me started. Oh, fingers and thumbs again. There we go. I'll get it as tight to the... There we go. Now then, I'm gonna do my little trick with the wires. So I'm gonna pass these through the eye hole like so, making sure that my bits are straight. Just pull this down a bit. There, so I've got all my little bits together, and I've got some wire here. This is just some silver. I'm just going to grip that with the cord ends and just do a couple of tight wraps first, and then I can wrap the rest. Let's try and get that tight. There we go. I'll just do it this way, guys, because it's find it easier to hold in this hand. And as tight as I can, I'm just going to wrap this wire around my cords. Oh, it's getting a bit fiddly, so I've swapped hands. Just push them together and they look neat. And I can snip this with my scissors. So just snip that end, snip that end. Let's get that wire out of the way while I snip my cord right down as much as I can. And then I'll bring one of the beads down, and it will hide those wire ends and stop them poking fork. And just get that cord equaled, and then I'm just going to pull my bead down, and you can see that when I pull, it pulls the wire inside the bead and just keeps it nice and tidy then. And you can have this other bead wherever you want. I think I'll just because it's quite tight. I've not put a knot in. So that's our cord end done. And then we just pass these through. Maybe wrap it a couple of times. Oh, I'm all tangled. And there's our pendant. If I could get it all untangled. There we go. A nice dangly pendanty doodah. You'll see in the pictures, guys, that when I hang it up it'll look better. So there you go. Just a little faux stone pendant. I'm not going to do anything with these guys. If I do something with them, I'll share it with you. And don't forget my little announcement in the last video. If you'd like to come and join my Facebook group, I'll leave a link, or there'll always be a link now below any of my videos. So please come and join in the fun. And yeah, I think what I'll do is when I do anything with bits that I've got left over, I'll probably just share them in the group rather than making a whole video about it, or maybe post a little video in the group if I make it anything else. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your patience. I always seem to come a cropper when I'm trying to poke holes into things. So there you go, nice little necklace, a few nice little bits and bobs. I'm making a I will probably show you a picture, but I'm making a cuff bracelet for a friend out of that other piece that I put to one side, and I don't want her to see it, so that's why I'm not filming it, because she does sometimes pop on and have a nosy. She knows I'm making her she's asked for a cuff bracelet, but she's left the design side up to me, so you know, she might guess from the colours if she does see it, and stop being nosy if you're watching. But she doesn't know what I'm doing with it. Right, guys, I'll leave you to it. Thanks again for watching. Much appreciated as usual, and I will see you all in the next video, and hopefully in my Facebook group. Thanks, guys. Bye.